Welcome back to All This Math. This is Professor Parker. Please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you drop a comment down below, especially if you have a question about anything that I'm about to explain. Also, like the video. Go ahead, hit the like button so we can get into this algorithm even more. All right, and also share this video with at least one other person. All right, one person, two people, three people, four people, whoever. All right, now what we're doing today is we're first going to give a shout out to the ancestor Marion Barry. Marion Barry, of course, was the mayor of Washington, D.C. For multiple terms. All right. Before that, as a young brother, he attended Lemoyne Owen College, which is a historically black college in Memphis, Tennessee. All right. And he also was a member of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which is has the acronym SNCC, known as SNCC. All right. Many other people, other noteworthy figures were members of SNCC, such as Kwame Ture, who I talk about a lot on this channel. In fact, here's a picture of Kwame Ture, back in the 1970s, right? Kwame Ture actually is a graduate of Howard University, okay? And, people like Marimba Ani, who authored Urugu, was a member. Bob Moses, who co-authored Radical Equations with Charles Cobb. Charles Cobb was another person that was a member of SNCC. Cleveland Sellers, who actually was roommates with Kwame Ture at one point when they was at Howard together. All right. Linda Richardson, just a lot of people too. Almost so many people to name. Yeah, but definitely do your research on SNCC, and also Marion Barry, as I said, was a member of SNCC before, and then later became the mayor of Washington D.C. for several terms. And do your research on Marion Barry and a lot of the positive works he did for the black community in Washington D.C. and the surrounding counties, such as Prince George's County and Montgomery County as well. All right, now let's get into the math. So we got three examples up here: 59 times 4. We got 7 times 36. We got 8 times 49. So if we see 59 times 4, we can imagine, let's say that the NBA has a statistic that a certain team had 59 4-point plays, 59 4-point plays. So, people, a lot of people these days are shooting a lot of 3-pointers, and people get fouled when they shoot 3-pointers. So let's say that happened 59 times, right? And there's a situation in these particular situations, the 3-point shot was made and the free throw was made, resulting in these 4-point plays. Let's say that happened 59 times. And we want to know how many points is that altogether, right? And we don't need to get a calculator for this. We don't need to get a calculator for this. All right. And if you also notice, I got my 3 nephews' names up here on the board. So this is also, I'm making this video with them specifically in mind, but this is for other people too, right? Anybody else that wants to know how to do mental math to multiply a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number or a 1-digit number by a 2-digit number. But so shout out to my 3 nephews, Zaire, Maceo, and Zen. I hope y'all, if y'all are watching this, hope y'all are paying attention and not being distracted by anything around you. All right, so now 59 times 4. So what would I do? Actually, because 59 is so close to 60, what I might do is this, right? I'm gonna rewrite it. So in my head, I would envision 59 times 4. But I might actually, like sometimes, like most of the time when I do these problems, I break them down into 2 numbers that can be added together to result in that number. So I would break it down into 50 plus 9 normally. But since 59 is so close to 60, I'd rather do 60 minus 1, which I also can do, right? And then I can distribute the 4, meaning I give the 4 to the 60 and I give the 4 to the negative 1. I give the 4 to the 60 and I give the 4 to the negative 1. So I multiply 4 by 60. Now, 4 by 60 might seem like a lot, but if you have your multiplication facts memorized, it's really not, because we can pretend, and this is a very important part of this, we can pretend that the zero is not there. We can pretend that the zero is not there, right? We can act like this is just a 6. And then at the end of the multiplication, we can just attach the 0 to that product we got. 4 times 6 is 24, just like 6 times 4 is 24. So since 4 times 6 is 24, then we attach the 0, right? Because this 0, basically 60, is equivalent to 6 times 10, right? So that means if I'm doing 4 times 6 times 10, this is why I can act like the 0 is not there. Follow what I'm saying? Because I know somebody might be watching this and wondering, well, explain why you can just pretend that the 0 is not there. This is why. Because 60 is equivalent to 6 times 10. So if I wanted to multiply 4 times 60, that's equivalent to saying 4 times 6 times 10. So if you had 4 times 6 times 10, right? Wouldn't I just do 4? If I'm working from left to right, I would do 4 times 6 first anyway. And 4 times 6 is 24. And then 24 times 10 means you just attach the 0 to that product anyway. That's a shortcut for multiplying by 10. We're just expanding it, the number, by a factor of 10, which means we're basically just attaching a 0 to the end anyway. So in case anybody's wondering, well, go deeper with the math. Like any teachers watching this, like if a teacher is watching this and they want to have an explanation for their students, a more, based on mathematical theory and number sense, cool. That's why. All right. So, but for now, 4 times 6 is 24. Pretend the 0 is not there. Then attach the 0 at the end. You get your 240, right? So we're going to add 240. And then 4 times 1, right? Because now you might be tempted to just do 240 minus 1, but you can't do that. Why? Because you got to distribute the 4 to both numbers. Both numbers. Both numbers. 4 times 1 is 4, but that's a negative 1. So 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, which means you're subtracting 4. Subtracting 4. So 240 minus 4 is equal to 236. 240 minus 4 is 236. All right. Now, if you broke it down and did 50 plus 9 instead, you would still get 236. I promise you. I promise you're still going to get 236. All right. Don't believe me? Go ahead and do it. Pause the video. Go ahead and do it. Break the 59 down into 50 plus 9 and see if you don't get 236. All right. Now, so I'm going to go into 7 times 36. So I'm going to do 7 times 36. 7 times 36. What could that be? 7 times 36. So let's say, like, it's 7 days in a week. 7 days in a week. And some program took place for 36 weeks. Some program took place for 36 weeks, right? Or a person fasted from a certain type of food for 36 weeks. And they want to calculate how many days that was, right? 7 days in a week. They did it for 36 weeks. So they're doing 7 days times 36. 7 days times 36. So we're going to decompose 36. We break the 36 down. We could do 40 minus 4, because 40 minus 4 is 36. Or we could do 30 plus 6. 30 plus 6, you could do that too. All right. Distribute the 7 to the 30. Again, pretend that 0 not even there. Pretend the 0 not even there. Do 7 times 3. 7 times 3 is 21. You need to know your multiplication facts. You need to know that 7 times 3 is 21. So 7 times 3 is 21, right? 7 times 3 is 21. Then attach the 0. That's going to give you 210. All right. Then you're going to do 7 times 6. Again, know your multiplication facts. 7 times 6 is 42, right? Now, another thing you could do if you didn't know your multiplication facts, a way to figure that out, if 7 times 3 is 21, 6 is just 3 times 2. So 7 times 3 is 21. So basically, if you double 3, you get 6. So 7 3 times will be 21. So 7 6 times should be double what you get when it's 3 times. So it should be also 21 times 2. And what's 21 times 2? 42. Because 20 times 2 is 40. 1 times 2 is 2. Add the 40 with the 2, you get 42. All right. So now we're doing 210 plus 42. 210 plus 42. Break the 42 down into 40 and 2. 40 and 2. 40 and 2. What's 210 plus 40? 50. Not 50. 250. I meant to say 250. 210 plus 40 is 250. And then 250 plus the 2 is going to be 252. 252. So we got 7 times 36. All right, now let's do the last problem. 8 times 49. 8 times 49. What could that be? That could be a situation where, let's say it's 8 hours in a school day, right? 8 hours in a school day. Young people are in school for 8 hours. And let's say there are 49 more days of school, right? School year is not really almost over, but there are 49 more days of school. So what we're saying is that's like what, 2 months? Because you're going to school Monday through Friday. That'd be like roughly 20 days in a month. 20 times 2 is 40. So like, maybe two and a half months, right? So that's what putting that as like, let me see, May, June, May, let's see, April, May. June. Yeah, so maybe like the beginning of April, if you go to school in the northern school, where schools get out in the middle of June, early to mid-June. So yeah, so how many hours of school would that be? Let's say we want to calculate that. 8 times 49, right? 49 days of school. Each school day is 8 hours. How many hours of school is that altogether, right? So we're going to break the 49 down. Now, I could do like with the 59. I could break it down into 50 minus 1, or I could do 40 plus 9, right? 50 minus 1, or 40 plus 9? All right, you decide. Right, do what you want. I'm gonna do 40. I'm gonna do 40 plus 9. Right? You know why? Just to be different, and plus, because I already did the subtraction. I used subtraction already in the first example. So in the third example, I'm gonna do addition. So 40 plus 9. Now I'm gonna distribute the 8 to the 40 and to the 9. Distribute the 8 to the 40. Distribute the 8 to the 9. Again, pretend the zero is not there. Pretend the zero is not there. Right? So I'm really just doing 8 times 4. 8 times 4 is 32. And then I just attach the 0. And that gives me 320. And then I distribute the 8 to the 9, which is going to give me 72. So now I got 320 plus 72. 320 plus 72 is equal to 320 plus 70, which is 390. And then add 2 to that, which is 392. 392. So that's how many hours. So if there are 49 days of school left and there are 8 hours of school in each day, that means that's 392 hours of school in a 49-day period. All right. And in terms of number one, 4-point plays, how many points is that accumulated? If that happened 59 times for a particular NBA team, right? If that happened 59 times, that's 236 points. All right. And then for this one, what did we say this one was? 36 times 7, 7 times 36. I forgot what the example was. Honestly, I forgot what the example was. It wasn't football. It wasn't touchdown and extra points. Was it? Nah, it was 7 days in a week. How many days? How many days if something happened for 36 weeks? 36 weeks. How many days is that? That's what we was trying to figure out. How many days is that if something happened for 36 weeks? So 7 times 36 is going to give us 252 days. All right. And that's that. So this is the second video of this type that I made. Like I said, this is for my nephews, Zaire, Maceo, and Zen. Hopefully y'all watched. Hopefully y'all got some practice in. All right. And as for anybody else too, anybody else that wants to, learn right along as they learn, you know what I mean? Like it's important to know how to multiply 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers, 2-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers, or 1-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. All right. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share the video and put a comment down below. Please. See y'all later.